Hello my friend, thank you for watching. I wanted to talk about rejection because it is a regular staple of everyday life, no matter how rich, no matter how successful or whatever somebody may be. One of the deepest needs we have as humans is the need to be accepted, and in reality this dates all the way back to our human roots. Back when we lived in tribes, when being outcast pretty much meant death, the need to be part of a group was, if nothing else, a survival necessity. As we developed as humans and as a culture, so did our senses and awareness, and we developed an alert system, if you want to call it that, an alert that gives us a heads up if we're at risk of being cast away from our tribe, and that alert is in the form of the feeling of rejection. We develop that so we can make behavioral adjustments and hopefully from there ensure our survival. The sensitivity has changed a little bit over time, but that's in essence how it all got started. Rejection not only doesn't feel good, research has shown that it triggers the same type of brain activity that results when we injure ourselves physically. So quite literally, applying for a job or a promotion and getting rejected, asking somebody out and getting declined, or if the other person is breaking up with you, by not being accepted in a group at school or your children's school with the other parents. Rejection literally feels like a kick in the shins. Things can be particularly hard for people dealing with depression and those with lower self-esteem. You know, I'm predisposed to depression, so I see how rejection can be easy for many to handle, like my husband for example, but I understand how hard it can be for others. So please continue watching, try to write down some notes if you can for future reference, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Let me start by first sharing with you an exercise that can accomplish two things. One, prepare you for potential rejection or minimize the damage after it already happened. This exercise will also build resilience, and what I'd like for you to do is to write down 5 qualities that you possess. The qualities will depend on the scenario, so what you write down when you practice this exercise will constantly change. For this video, let's say the scenario is asking the person you're interested in out on a date. On this list, write 5 qualities you possess that the other person would find valuable. For example, are you a thoughtful person? Are you romantic or attentive? Do you know how to cook, etc.? Write down 5 qualities, but then choose one, and for that one, write 1 or 2 paragraphs about why the quality is significant and why it would be important to the other person. This exercise will take 10 minutes, but it will help build resilience in the face of a situation that could involve a rejection, because you would be basically fresh off writing this, or it will help heal you if you got rejected, because it will put things in perspective. And in this scenario, it won't be so much about, am I not pretty enough? Why did he reject me? But it'll be more about, well, he'll miss out on some really good stuff. This exercise will work for any scenarios, and it's what will help you build that attitude that you may see in other people that may look so unfazed by rejection. Some people have that natural ability, others, like me, have to do this exercise. So, are you pitching a business idea? Then write down why you think it'd be a good asset for that potential investor. 5 reasons. Are you inviting people to your house for a party? Write down 5 reasons why you think they will enjoy being there or have fun, etc. Depending on the type of rejection, I think an appropriate grieving or recovery period is a good idea as well. Though you got your job application rejected, or a big idea you really believed in at work, maybe you got rejected by a potential romantic partner that you're attracted to, I think that we are absolutely allowed to feel upset about it and need a little time to get over it. Find a way to calm down after a rejection. Some people turn to their faith, others go on a hike or take a hot bath or meditate. I love going to the movies or maybe to a museum, and depending on how I feel, a trip to the batting cages to swing a bat and expel some of that anger works really good. Have a vault of things, you know, calm you down, and anytime you feel rejected, go to that vault and pull out an idea, something that you can do right then and there to get over the bad feelings and restore your balance. That vault will give you some good quality options, as opposed to falling into a bucket of ice cream or expensive shopping and then hating yourself afterwards. Talk to a trusted friend to get things off your chest and hear an outside of your head kind of opinion, but avoid getting on social media to air out your problems. The internet never forgets what happened, and you never know when something will come back from the past to bite you in the ass. Now, as you get ready in the morning, try to think ahead of time if there could be anything in your day that could possibly lead to a rejection. If so, try practicing the exercise we talked about earlier to build some resilience. Rejections and failures are meant to thicken our skin so we can become stronger, and that always works. We just have to figure out how to cope with the feelings as they happen and not get discouraged. In life, there will always be more things to be grateful for than things to fear or things to be sad about. Next tip is to engage in physical activities, because that's always a great way to force us outside of ourselves and to trap our minds can sometimes become, tennis, golf, baseball. Incorporate a fun physical activity on a weekly basis that forces you to live in the moment and concentrate on something other than yourself and what's going on in your life. Overall, this is a great therapeutic benefit that needs to be a part of your life on a weekly basis. Tip number 6 is to not keep all of your eggs in one basket. You can see how this can apply in your life, but basically what I'm saying is this. You won't be totally disappointed by not getting a certain job if you have other job interviews lined up for the week, if that makes sense. So take this concept, if you can, and apply it in various ways with various different circumstances in your life. Now, keeping your mind on things that are bigger than ourselves is a constant in this video, if you noticed. And the next tip is to constantly learn new things. Knowledge is so empowering. Learning a new skill is uplifting, and things like that can keep you focused on things outside of yourself. Not to mention that you could meet new people along the way that could serve very important roles in your future. Next, let's take a look at how to reframe rejection, because rejection is not about you as a person, but it's more situational. Many times when we get rejected, we're being told no based on a fraction of us or our time that the person has seen. But who really knows you? Really? I mean, aside from you, who really knows you and knows everything about you to the core of your soul and your most inner thoughts? Nobody does. People will make their decision based on their current frame of mind, the information they've acquired throughout their lifetime, and then a small fraction of what they see from you. Half the time, actually, people don't even know what they want. And besides, we're not going to be interesting to all people. My videos get a lot of love, but they also get the occasional hate and bad remarks. Some people rejecting me or my videos doesn't mean that I am a reject or my videos suck ass. You didn't get rejected. Perhaps the proposal that you made just wasn't fit for the other person's current situation or the company's situation. One of the best ways to help reframe your way of thinking and your inner vocabulary is to practice this with everything. So rather than saying, he rejected me, or he didn't like me, or I'm not good enough, say, this didn't work out because it wasn't the right fit, because the timing wasn't right, because the proposal wasn't in line with what they're looking for, etc. Don't allow rejection or the fear of control your future. It's just part of life. And here's a fact. People who reject you are a small group. They're a minority. Think about it. How many people do you think you've met in your life? Serious question. Try to estimate the number of people you've met, interacted with, shook hands. Roughly estimate the number of people, and then roughly estimate the number of people who've actually rejected you. Rejected as in they told you no. When somebody doesn't like an idea of yours, let's say, that's just called a normal day. We're talking rejection, being told no, being turned down. And here's a great real-life application of math. Divide the number of people who have rejected you by the number of people you've met. What will you get? Less than 1 or 2%? 1 or 2% of your entire life is really insignificant. Something that in the grand scheme of things is so small should not take your power away and should never discourage you from doing something that you want or something that you love. And if you take rejection very personally on a consistent basis, talk to a therapist. You may need more effective coping mechanisms, but everything will be all right. We will get through life strong and together, and we'll only grow and be better. If this video inspired you in any way, please give it a like and make sure to subscribe to my channel for more. I love you for watching. May good luck and fortune follow you everywhere you go, today and every day. I will see you again in a few days in a new video. Thank you for being here. Bye!